It was at the Powdersville Opry House. The whole band went. Scott Hill, Homer, was going, it's a Drover's field trip. And me and Mark were so, I used to shave my head then anyway for punk rock. And he did too. And we both had like this length of hair maybe. And we wore our Sunday best. We wore suits because it was Bill Monroe and they wore suits. And the lady said, this is how we got our first into the bluegrass world gig too. She goes, are you kidding of Steve Campbell? I didn't know there was two Steve Campbells from Greer. The one that plays banjo. And because my friend, he, like when Deliverance came out and the whole world went banjo crazy, his dad played the dobro. And one day he's like, I ain't got to go to school. I ain't got to come to school tomorrow. We're going to Tennessee. My dad's getting me a banjo. That's the first time I've heard Pearl Inlay. And I go, you don't play the banjo? And he would play some bread and stuff on the guitar there in the music room at school. And he goes, I know my daddy's going to teach me. Man, he ended up like, so that was the 8th grade, and he went to Greer, and I went to Riverside. He'd be in the Greer Citizen winning these banjo contests. And why did I even bring him up? Oh, Bill Monroe. So I thought that was the Steve Campbell. I said, yeah, that was my best friend. I remember when he first got a banjo. And so she said, we got a show coming up. Charlie Moore, he had died a pauper, and they were buying him a headstone. And they did 2 shows. And we played there the second one. There's a banjo player out there whoever played for the 5th string back then, putting powder on his fingers and back there just warming up, getting faster and faster. We're back there getting high, And we played, and Bob Hooper, you remember Bob Hooper, WESC? He was the big DJ, the big morning DJ, and he was the MC. He goes, well, these boys are cheating. They got wires running, because Chuck was still in the band. He played like this old knockoff Les Paul shaped guitar. He had some weird tuning he'd made up with the strings raised up, and we had electric bass. But those people loved us. They loved us, especially the old people. They liked us better. And who cares to hear this song the millionth time? Y'all boys, we couldn't believe they loved us so much. And that was awesome. I was calling to get tickets for Bill Monroe, and she said, would you like to do this show? I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, Bill Monroe, he's going to be signing stuff, so if you got anything you want signed. And I had 2 albums, and I had this book about bluegrass breakdown, and in one part he has a quote from Bill Monroe that, if you're going to play bluegrass, you got to think about it all the time. You got to think about the people who played it before you and why they played it that way. And I just think that was the greatest quote. He thought that was weird, and I got it. I stole the book from the Clemson Library. Maybe that's why I was like, wouldn't you get me to sign this library book? As soon as we walk in, I smoked cigarettes then. I got a Coke in my hand, and a cigarette, and these albums and that book. And the first person I walk into is Bill Monroe. And I'm like, I think I gave my albums to somebody like, Mr. Monroe. But later on, there was like this formal thing where he sat down between sets, and we have a picture of the Drovers around him. Man, we're all smiling. We're like the happiest people in the world. There used to be one by his bus too, but I can't find it. But supposedly he gave the money back that night. He said that it reminded him of them old kerosene lit, because it was an old 2-room schoolhouse. Powdersville Opry House is awesome. And it closed. And then it opened back up, then lightning hit it and burned it down. And Ernest Harvey moved this little show and thing to Greer. He loved us. But, we played that first thing, and everybody was there because of Charlie Moore benefit. And then we'd play the regular Sunday bluegrass show, and there'd be nobody there. And, 20 people. So he goes, I really want people to hear y'all. I really want to help y'all. So come play. You can open for my band on Saturday night. We're like, yeah, okay. So we went, and we're getting high in the back, and then we come in, and like this attitude, like, this is going, He begged us to go out there and play for 20 people. But it was his band. It's a regular Saturday night thing. The guy that played bass at that time, Ephraim, he comes back and he goes, "You wouldn't believe it. There ain't an empty seat out there." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." We went peeked out there and man, it was packed. And I loved playing there. But supposedly Bill Monroe, with the lights the way they were, he just like was talking. This reminds me back when me and my brother played, and just gave the money back to Ernest Harvey. That's where we met Bill Monroe. And then that's also where Chuck said he realized what a real dobro sounds like. It ain't like a steel guitar. He never wanted a dobro after that.